Hey guys, a lot of you have been asking me about a software called SmartScout, and so I wanted to take this time real quick to hop on and record a quick video for y'all, showing you some of the features that this software can accomplish for you. If you are struggling or want to fast track some of your journey, I do think there are some features within the software that can, really help you out. And I've seen it help a couple other Amazon sellers, especially beginners. However, this is just something that if you find value in this video, you can give it a shot, see what you think. And so Smart Scout is typically, it's really just a massive data library. And it's normally used for brand direct research. If you ever get to that stage of your Amazon selling journey for like looking up new brands, finding new categories, finding who your competitors are, all that type of stuff. And so it's normally used on the wholesale and brand direct distribution side. However, as I've started to use this software in my own business, as we've kind of transitioned more to a wholesale and brand direct model over this past year, I've found a lot of features that I think are super applicable to OA as well. And actually, I had a call with some of the guys in charge of marketing at SmartScout earlier today, kind of going over some of those features that I was able to find success with and help others find success with. And they might actually start marketing some of those. Some of those ideas to kind of just expand their outreach even further. And so I think it's pretty cool. I've seen some of you guys have success with this. I wanted to kind of go over what it is and how it works. To start, if it is something you decide you want to do, they did give me a discount code if you want to try it out. You get 14 days free. And then with this coupon, you get 35% off for 4 months on any of their plans. If you can't see this link at the top, I copy and pasted it into this document over here if you want to screenshot it. But right here is that link. If you want to screenshot that, type that in your search. And if the code is not automatically applied at checkout after creating an account, they told me that this code should also give you that same discount. So if it is something you're interested in checking out, make sure you save some money in the process there. But without further ado, let's kind of dive in and let me show you how I use this software. So one of my favorite ways to source and find new brands, especially if you are in the beginner stages, is kind of finding an Amazon listing like this one right here. And this thing is not super profitable. Ended up finding the product on the brand's website itself. It's only a 13% ROI for me right now. But the reason for that is if you can see this, look at the massive jump in this amount of sellers right here. And so a month or so ago, it was only at 14 sellers, and it was selling for about $50. Yeah, almost $50. And now, kind of like supply and demand, more sellers hop on, price tanks down to $26. Not super profitable anymore. But if you were on this listing a month ago, check this out. I mean, for buying this thing for 15 bucks, you were making $21 profit. And like my calculator here factors in my prep center fee, it factors in my inbound shipping, it factors in my inbound placement fee. So after all fees, I would still be making 139% ROI. And so like this might be a listing that's just worth keeping an eye on over time as people start selling out. But anyway, let's say you find a brand and you are ungated in that brand. You've already submitted an invoice, or it happened to be an auto ungate for you. This is the cool thing that I really like to use SmartScout for, and I've kind of shown my VA how to do as well. So we'll take this brand, Lakeshore, and this is kind of what the SmartScout homepage looks like. And we're only going to go into a couple of the many things that this can do. But what we're going to start with is this brand feature. So we're going to click on brands right here, and we're going to type in that brand, see if we can find it. Right there it is. Lakeshore does almost $80,000 in monthly revenue on Amazon. And what I like to do is a lot of times we'll spend hours and hours storefront stalking, going from one storefront to another, and that's how I got started. That's how my VA, for the most part, has sourced for me as well, and that's a super valid way of selling on Amazon. That's what most people end up doing. But if you're trying to really zero in on a particular brand or find some new brands, that's where I think SmartScout can come in really handy. So what I like to do is after we select the brand, we're going to click on products right up here. And again, this is assuming that you're already ungated in this, or it was an auto ungate for you. But and we'll go over how to find some other auto ungates as well in a moment here. But what we're going to do is we're going to scroll over here a little bit to where it says FBA sellers. We're going to click it twice to filter high to low, because as a OA reseller, you want to probably sell on the listings that are selling successfully, that appear to be OA friendly, which these definitely would be if they have this many sellers. You want to avoid those listings that have 1, 2, or 3 sellers typically, because it might be the brand themselves, it might be private label, or one seller might have like a brand exclusive type thing. And selling on those listings is kind of putting yourself at risk in many scenarios with like a IP risk or a counterfeit product complaint, something like that. So to say, if we typically want to sell on listings that have more sellers than not. So what I really love about SmartScout is when you search that brand, you can filter all the products that brand has listed on all of Amazon at one time, and kind of filter high to low to see what those products are that are most likely reseller friendly. And if we scroll back over here, we can see what the monthly revenue is on those listings. So that first one is the one we just clicked on here. But look at this guy, $22,000 a month. If I want to click on this ASIN here, and I can click it again to open up the page on Amazon. All right, 900 bought per month. Cool. So $25.87 is the current sell price. And so we would normally click this little G here to see if we can find the product on Google. And here it is right here from the brand website itself. So it's, I guess, normally priced at $20. It's on sale for $13. So if we go back to this guy, $12.99, but it's currently selling at $25.87. After all prep fees, this is almost a 20% ROI for me, so it might be worth jumping on. $2.59 profit. But if you sell a bunch of these things, that starts to add up. But the other listing, I have a feeling that there's probably a lot of sellers right now. It's kind of ebbing and flowing, and so they're kind of on the downward right now. So a little bit ago, it was down to 23. When they had less sellers, it was as high as 28, and then going back historically as high as 33. And so, if this goes back up to $28, cool. We're at a 34% ROI at that point. And we can keep on doing the same thing. And so we can keep on reverse sourcing and storefront stalking. But what SmartScout allows us to do, if we go back, is see all of those products that are the best selling of that brand. So let's pick another brand, for example, that you might be interested in. And like Crocs, I know is a popular one. And so $40 million a month almost on Amazon from Crocs. If you're struggling to figure out, like, man, I don't know which Crocs clogs to sell or which chips to sell, or like what is actually moving and making money, we can click on products right here. And we'll scroll over a little bit, press on the FBA sellers twice to sort by high to low, and bam, look at this. You probably got more than 50 ASINs right here that have more than 10 sellers. And so instead of wasting your time just manually sourcing a sale on crocs.com and trying to figure out if it's worth your time, you can just kind of here look at the number of sellers and then look at the monthly revenue. So for example, something like this, $36 a month, I'm going to waste my time looking at that ASIN because there's a ton of sellers on there and maybe one pair of shoes sold. But the ones that are in the thousands, those might be worth looking at, like 21,000, 23,000, et cetera. And right now, the item that has the most number of sellers is actually this little set of Barbie gibbets here. And so we can then try to find this product. And the gibbets are normally priced, I think they're priced around $20 normally on crocs.com. But every now and then you can find them on pretty good discount. I don't even remember looking at this product, but there's a price in there. So my VA must have looked at it at some point. So it was most likely on sale, and there was also a stacked coupon code on top of that. And so she found it for $6.40. And so although that's a small profit, it's also a really small buy cost. So a 34% return on investment, is not bad by any means. And, especially if it goes up higher to $17 or $18 like it was historically. If we go back up to 18 here, that $6.40 purchase suddenly turns into an 87% ROI, which is really good. So anyway, that's the really cool thing that I like to do is if you already have a handful of brands you're ungated in or auto ungated in, and you're just trying to find additional products to sell, SmartScout makes that very, very simple to do instead of just kind of searching manually, on Amazon or SellerAmp and Keepa. You can do it on those tools as well. It just takes a lot more time, and you have to really know how to use all the filters. But anyway, how do we find new additional brands, especially if you are a new seller? So that's what I kind of also like to return back to a listing like this. And so we saw that like, hey, there's almost 200 sellers on this thing, right? There was 179 sellers. I don't even care about this product. What I care about is all the other sellers on the listing, because I'm willing to bet with that many sellers that this is or was a recent auto ungate brand for a lot of people. And if you have even some basic sales history, it probably is an auto ungate for you. And so most of the people that are selling this are probably, for the most part, newer sellers. And so my favorite way to find new products is to hover my mouse over the storefronts here in SellerAmp, and you'll see the storefront name and the amount of reviews that they have. For context, I've been selling on Amazon for less than 2.5 years, and I think I have around 70 reviews total in that time period. So it can take a very long time to get reviews. I'm nearing $1 million in sold revenue online and only 70 reviews, right? And so anyone that's got 5 or less reviews is someone that's going to be newer, brand new, or max a couple months in. And so what I like to do is I'll click on all of these storefronts that have 5 or less reviews. So they got 5, they got 0, they got 0, they got 3. Past them, they got 4, they got 0. And so let's just do that for a couple of these here. And so if you are a newer seller that's struggling to find new brands, what I would advise you to do is go and find a listing like that. You can even use that one if you want. And then just open up all of the Amazon pages for these different brands. Okay. So let's click on Gold Toe. I don't know if I sold Gold Toe before or not, but I might be ungated in it. Let's see. Only 11 sales a month. I'm not going to sell that listing anyway. All right, I'm already ungated in that one. So let's try to find something that I'm not yet ungated in. All right, we got Brooks. Sorry, it's taking its time here, loading. All right, no, cool. So I'm going to click on Manual Ungate, and let's see if it auto approves me. And this one needs an invoice, so that one is not a good example. Let's keep moving. I already know I'm ungated in Boggs. We'll keep going for a different one. All right, let's pick a different storefront. This person's brand new, 0 reviews. Let's see if they're selling anything else. They are not. They're only selling Lakeshore, which is fine. It can happen. We just keep clicking through because we got 180 storefronts to choose from, which is a whole lot. But right here, these are probably other ones that if you're engaged in this brand, you can just look at these couple products here as well. And I'm willing to bet those are some of the top ones on SmartScout too when we do those filters. All right, Ivory dishwashing soap. I have not heard of that before, so I probably have not applied to Ungate. Let's see if it's an auto Ungate here for me. Now, something that gets this high of volume might require an invoice. Oh, and I'm already ungated, so let's pick another one here. All right, Puni Rooms. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that, but definitely never heard of that. Man, lots of these are auto engates. So this might be the case for you. If you're a new seller and you go to some of these, maybe you will also automatically be approved, or maybe it's because I have a little bit more sales history. But I didn't even need to click to apply to sell on that one. But let's keep going because I want to show you guys what we're looking for here. All right, now red flag with this listing, typo right here. The brand is Made Good, not Mata Good. This is a generic listing. Don't sell this one because that listing is probably going to get taken down at some point. Someone probably found that on Costco or Sam's Club or something like that created their own listing. But that is very risky to do. If you do not have brand approval, please do not do that. That's the one I just clicked on. Let's keep going. All right, native. All right, let's check this toaster out. I don't think I've heard of that brand before. Already ungated. Well, I always tell people like, hey, it gets easier over time. Hopefully, this is a good example showing you all these brands. I've never heard of them, and I don't even have to apply to sell. But let's keep going. A dustbin for a Dyson Kong. Let's see. I don't think I've sold any Kong before. Sorry, I'm glitching out. All right, here we go. Sunny Days Entertainment. I am not yet ungated. My VA has not sourced this product. Let's click on Manual Ungate. All right, bam. Your application is approved. This might be an auto ungate for you as well. Again, if you have a little bit of sales history, it most likely is definitely an auto ungate for you. If you're brand new, you just got to go through and find them by clicking on them one by one. But again, the best way to do that is just honestly take a couple hours for the first time going on a listing like that Lakeshore, opening up a ton of storefronts and just clicking through them. But anyway, now that we found this guy and it's an ungate, if I press this, it'll say, hey, now I can sell it. I can then search for it on Google and maybe I'll find it, and that's great. But again, the other thing that I really like to do is I will go to brands on SmartScout. Let's see if we can find the brand on there. Oh man. So I just auto ungated for this brand and they do $780,000 a month on Amazon. That's crazy. So this could be like a gold mine right here, and I didn't even know what that brand was, right? So we're going to look at products, and then we're going to filter again by the listings that have multiple sellers high to low. And right here we can find a couple. And so there we could then, this guy sells $125,000 a month, and we could see if we could find one, and just go down the list, right? And so we'll just keep on sorting one by one. And if we can find out where all these people are buying this from, it's the brand directly or, some random online website. And yeah, you maybe found a potentially replenishable listing. So right there, yes, I'm ungated. I don't know if I'll find it, but we'll take a look real quick. I had a little gas can. It might be this guy. $15. That's not going to be profitable for the ROI that I want. But maybe they've got a coupon or something. Yeah, so that wouldn't do it for me. But maybe there's some cash back. Maybe there's a discount code. I'm not going to take the time to go into it now. But you just go through your normal sourcing from there. But anyway, so there was an example of a brand that I was not ungated in. Now I am ungated in it, and they do $800,000 a month on Amazon. So let's go back, see if we can look at a couple more. Yep, possible IP complaint on Kong. My VA did source this one at some point. $24. Kong, I'm willing to bet they're going to need an invoice. Let's find out. They're a big brand. And it glitched. Let's try again. Request approval. Oh, look at that. It approved me. Maybe it'll approve you too. Cool. Now I'm ungated in Kong, which if I refresh the page, it should refresh there. Yeah, you can sell it new. Cool. And back. If that listing is not profitable, but I'm ungated in Kong, look at this, $2.4 million a month is now open to me. We're not going to find a lot here, though. Look at this. The average number of sellers is 1.3. But just for kicks, let's go ahead and click on present and see what it would say. So there's a handler that I have a lot. Now, you still always want to check the keep charts. Oh, yeah. They just must have tons and tons of basins. So this is the value of something like SmartScout, right? Kong has 1,096 current listings on Amazon. If you were trying to manually source those one by one, it would take you hours and hours and hours and hours of time, right? And so your time is money. That's why instead of that, I can just look at the top 20 or 30 ASINs right here that, as of right now at least, appear to be selling. And I can scroll over left. They're all doing thousands of dollars a month, which is great. And now we can look for them. So look at this thing, $63,000 a month for some tennis balls, squeaky tennis balls. 4,000 bought in the last month. And anyway, we'll go for the normal thing. Click on the G here to search for it on Google, see if we can find it. My guess is a lot of people selling these. Maybe they're selling them and getting them through a distributor, but who knows? All right, $8.31 at PetSmart. PetSmart also does cash back, I think. Maybe it was that price, but let's see if it was on sale at $8.31. And that wouldn't be profitable enough for us. But it used to be a little bit more. But if you're doing FBM, maybe it is profitable. If we toggle that to 8, yeah, so that would probably be profitable if you toggle that to FBM there. But I'm willing to bet a lot of these are wholesale. A couple of them are. Look at this guy, 47,000 reviews. That's how you can tell if someone's a wholesale seller, is hovering over the storefront, seeing how many reviews they have. But anyway, I do have wholesale and distributor accounts now, so I can also, look for these types of products. Let's pick another store here real quick. See if we could find one or two more. All right, this person has 0 reviews. They are new. Let's see if they're selling any other brands. They are not yet. 3 reviews. So they've been selling for a little bit. Maybe they have a couple more products now. All Calvin Klein and Bog Bag. I'm already engaged in both of those, so let's pick something else. But that Bog Bag, I think I put the same one by accident. That Bog Bag might be an auto ungate as well. All right, Daily Essentials, 0 reviews. All right, Yamaha and Trader Joe's. I am almost 100% certain that Trader Joe's is an auto ungate if you have already ungated the grocery and gourmet food subcategory. And if you need help ungating that, shoot me a DM. I can be a freebie to get ungated in the grocery category. But it's probably an auto ungate if I had to guess it. Yeah, look at that. So right there, I'm already eligible to sell. So hey, like that's another one. A lot of people selling this are probably just doing RA, retail arbitrage. They're probably just going to their local Trader Joe's, stocking up off the shelves and listing them on Amazon, right? Let's see, Lakeshore. All right, that's all the same stuff. Let's keep going. Carter's and Dr. Bronner's. I know I'm already ungated in Dr. Bronner's. Let's check Carter's. I can't remember if I am or not. Probably wouldn't sell. This listing doesn't get enough volume. All right, already am. But again, one thing you can do is this is another listing that has a higher number of FBA sellers. And so this is where the value can come kind of in storefront stalking, is even if the product you're clicking on is not profitable, we can then click on even more storefronts from a listing like this that are newer. 90-degree slippy socks, pet simulator. So we got a couple here. I don't think I've heard of this 90-degree brand. So let's see what that is. All right, see, I have not heard of it before. I've not ungated it. Let's click on manual ungate. We'll see if I get approved. Oh, that one needs an invoice at 10 minutes. All right, that's the first one we found in a little bit. Let's look at these socks or this Maybe sleep sack here. All right, not ungated. Let's try. See what happens. Approved. Cool. So the brand is. So in addition to looking for that existing product, myself or my VA, wow, $2 million. Never heard of the brand, and they do $2 million a month on Amazon. And so this is what I like to kind of encourage people in. Um, Everyone gets frustrated or discouraged if they can't find profitable things right away, or if they feel everything's hard gated for them. Looking at Nike, Adidas, whatever, the top 0.001% of all brands on Amazon, but there's something out there to be found just in brands that you've probably never even heard of. And so that's what I like to show people. Now this looks like most of this is probably private label, but there is a handful, maybe 10 or 12 listings that look like they're, at least right now, OA friendly. Up to 34 sellers. Cool. Up to 3,000 a month, and it looks like there's a lot of various different things. So there must be sales at some point because there's a lot of people selling it. So anyway, you can now look at that brand's website or whoever sells that brand and do this. Cool. So hopefully that gives you an idea. Basically, the strategy is start with a listing that has a lot of FBA sellers, and then just start clicking through storefronts. If you're a brand new seller trying to find your first ungates, look for those ones that have 0 to 5 reviews, and just take a couple hours doing that. Just rabbit trailing from one listing to another, clicking on all the listings you can that have lots of sellers. And even if that product itself is not profitable, that does not mean it was a waste, because you've now found access to a whole lot of other storefronts that may have other brands that can get ungated for you. So anyway, that's kind of the brand. The other one is called Subcategories. And so this is only available if you are on the middle or higher plan. So you don't need the business one unless you're a brand itself. So the essentials one is the one that I use because of this, the categorical research feature. And so I'll show you here in a second what that looks like. And the way that I view softwares, if you're doing this under an LLC or as a business or whatever, everything's a business expense. If you find one profitable product, like one time, and especially if it's replenishable, like it'll literally pay for SmartScout for life. So that's kind of how I view software. I use a ton of different softwares, and I just kind of view it that way. Is it making my life easier? Is it freeing up time? Time is money. Then cool, it's worth it for me. But anyway, let's go back to here now. This always blows people's minds when I show them this for the first time, especially if you're a newer Amazon seller. And let's just pick a category. So the very first one here, health and household, we see 1,181 right here. That's not 1,181 brands. That's not 1,181 products. That's 1,181 individual categories under just this one category. And each one of those 1,181 categories has potentially dozens or hundreds of brands under them as well. And so, what is this? $4 billion a month, 4.3 billion monthly Amazon under the health and household umbrella, and we can narrow that down as far as we want, down to very, very particular details. And so I don't know. Let's look at household supplies. So it does almost $1 billion a month, and we can keep on going down subcategory by subcategory. I don't want to find something that's like less than $10 because that's going to be mostly a wholesale thing. But let's see if we can find something above 10,000. So maybe, I don't know, dryer balls, $1.8 million, probably pretty lightweight, and number of brands 150, and average number of sellers 228. All right, so let's click on this little magnifying glass, look at the brands that sell dryer balls, and again, we're going to filter number of sellers, high to low. All right, instead of just searching random dryer balls, we pick out maybe 5 or 6 here that might be OA friendly. So it looks like Zoom is number 1 here. So we got Zoom dryer balls, 23 average number of sellers. Click the little magnifying glass, and we're going to click on products. Then again, we will do the exact same thing. We're going to filter FBA sellers high low. And there's a handful that are the big winners right here. All right, 11,000 a month, 10,000 a month. All right, let's click this. Got Zoom dryer balls. $20.50. My VA has sourced this before, and at the moment it's profitable. 25% ROI, 400 sales a month. Seller count is lower now than it was a couple months ago. That price came up. So this might be a good time to try to find this product. All right, so we got Zoom, Indigo, frankincense, and myrrh. Let's see if we could find it. Frankincense and myrrh right there, $11.79. And she had it cheaper than that. Now, Vitacost, if you don't know, always has coupon codes. Sometimes they're hidden codes. Other times they're like category sales a week at a time. Like, hey, all health and household is 20% off for this date to this date. And so sign up for their email list if you're not on there. You can find out what those coupons are. But in addition, just use all these functions, right? If we go ahead and apply coupons to see what we can find. Every now and then you can find an evergreen coupon that'll allow you to keep on use again and again for a period of time. Let's just click on Rakuten. I don't know if we'll find one or not. I don't know this guy. First time shopping on a website in a while, like in a little while, I'll go ahead and click through all of them. So I'll do Capital One, I'll do Retail Me Not, I'll do Rakuten. There was a code a couple months back that worked for 15% off. Hey, look at that. It still works. So now we just got 15% off. Our buy cost is now $10.02, which is pretty darn close to that right there. Even with all my prep fees and everything, it's still above a 20% ROI, which is typically what I target. So like I would probably buy this product. And it sells 400 times a month. And there's a lot of sellers, but there's less than 400 in stock. You see that? Only 223. So all of these people are going to sell out within the next month here at the volume that this listing gets. And so I could probably even price this higher. I'd probably be able to price it as high as $23, $24, and I would probably get sales at that mark. So look at that, $24. Now that becomes a 54% ROI. And Vitacost sells Zoom products. We can look at those as well, or we can look at SmartScout to kind of just narrow down. So that was a really cool example. We just found a winning product that I'm eligible to buy and that I can buy right now. Maybe it's an auto engage for you. I'm not sure. You just got to find out for yourself and test it out. But I was able to do that just literally go a random, subcategory, subcategory on SmartScout. And so you can do this to any brand you want, to any subcategory you want. We can look at lint removers, fabric deodorizers, and again, we're still just in the first main category up here. And so we can do the same thing for home and kitchen, electronics, tools and home improvement. And it's just crazy looking at numbers that people are selling month on Amazon. There's a whole lot more to show you on SmartScout, and we can do another video later. But the last thing I'll kind of show you here, which is just super cool, it's just a really neat feature, is the seller map. If I go down to 300,000, I'm going to filter by the top 300,000 sellers. Top 300,000 Amazoners, and this will actually show us where they're all located. It will show us if they are a reseller or a private label brand. And it's a really cool thing because what you can do is you can use that to find people in your own neighborhood, maybe your own street, that's also an Amazon seller or a brand, and you can maybe find some local connections to or to network with. So let's pick Orlando, Florida. So many sellers are near Orlando. Quite a lot. And it's freezing up on me as I zoom in further. So let's give it a minute. Every single one of these bubbles is an Amazon seller. That is wild. Purple ones are resellers, like you and me. The other ones are private label brands. And the cool thing about this is we can click on literally any of these. So I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to click on offers, and I can find out, just like SellerAmp, I can pull up their whole storefront. And so you can find the source of the people near you or the brands near you, what the products are that they're selling, and the estimated monthly revenue that seller has done in the last 30 days or so. Now, that might not, if they're an OA seller, that might not be the case consistently every single month, but maybe it is. Maybe they found a distributor or a website that they can keep purchasing the same thing from. So they're selling all self-tanners, like tanning type stuff. So yeah, they probably found a distributor that does tanning, and they're building their entire Amazon storefront off of tanning supplies, which is crazy. And so they're doing 120,000. I think that's what it's like, 20,000 a month or something like that. So pretty cool. So yeah, you can just kind of keep going. And entrepreneur, 166,000 in sales in the last month. They look like an OA seller. It looks a lot of food stuff, so maybe they found a grocery distributor or something. Whatever that is sold out at the moment. But they sold all of it. It looks like 31,000. Right, let's just pick like one more. Well, let's take a private label one. Like maybe up down the street from. Okay, I wonder what Ozma is. What kind of products they sell? Looks like art type stuff, arts and crafts. And chances are it's going to be one seller on the brand, which is probably them, Ozma. But every now and then, honestly, there's a lot of brands that hate selling on Amazon. They just don't like dealing with prepping or doing customer service if they're an FBM private label seller. And a lot of times you can kind of make a value add proposition to them and offer to partner with them. And that's kind of the strategy with brand direct outreach. And they're not accepting other applications, so they are active on Amazon. But yeah, that's kind of the cool thing you can do. Just look for people, brands, companies in your neighborhood. So anyway, I hope you found that interesting. Those are just a handful of the ways. There's a lot more we can go into in the future, especially if you go more in the wholesale distribution side. That makes your life a whole lot easier with something like SmartScout. But we kind of did a couple of real life use case scenarios of live sourcing right there, finding some active products. So again, if you want to try it out, where's my sheet? Here it is. Right there's the website if you wanted to save the 35% and the 2 weeks free. If the code does not automatically apply, you can just put that code in a promo code box or something. And again, I use the middle one, essentials, so that I can do that subcategory and niche research stuff. But yeah, at least get 14 days free if you want to check it out, see if it's worth it for you. And yeah, hopefully this was helpful. All right, thanks guys.